What is going on, guys? I hope you're all doing well. Before we start with the video, I just want to ask you guys to please subscribe for more NBA content like this. And also, if you do enjoy this video, please be sure to leave a like. It makes a big difference in helping this channel grow, and I would greatly appreciate it. Alright, in today's video, we're going to talk about one of the worst teams I've ever seen, and that is the LA Lakers. Now, they are not the worst team in the NBA, but they're really fucking bad. Really, really bad. And if there's any proof of it, I have not watched a lot of Lakers games. I watched the Mavericks game yesterday, but other than that, I have not watched a lot of Lakers this year. And they were a team that, going into this season, I was like, oh, I'm going to check this team out. LeBron, AD, Russ, I'm definitely going to watch this, right? You can't miss it. You had 3 superstars, 3 future Hall of Famers. There was a lot of anticipation for what this team would be, but no one predicted this for them. Like, you can say that, oh, there's people who thought that the fit wouldn't work, right? I think that's fair. I'm sure there's a lot of people who thought that the fit with those 3 guys wouldn't work that well, and maybe they would underachieve a little bit. And for me, underachieving for them is, you know, a first round exit. Like, if that happened, I would have been like, yeah, that's a huge underachievement. But this is worse than even I had imagined. They are 9th in the West. They have lost 10 of their last 13 games. And they might not even make the play-in. And frankly, to be honest, I kind of hope they don't. I really don't want to watch this team anymore. And I'm not even a fan, and I'm sick watching this team. They are hard to watch. And it sucks because, for many different reasons, LeBron has been terrific this year. He's averaging 29, 8, and 6. At 37 years old, in his 19th season, LeBron is doing this, right? Incredible regular season individually for him. But the team fucking stinks. I mean, Russell Westbrook, I've talked about it earlier. It's a whole conversation across the media throughout the entire season, right? And everyone posts the meme of the calendar of Russell Westbrook where around the All-Star break, he starts to turn it up in the season, and you're like, oh, okay, he's turning it around. There's something here. That hasn't happened this year. It hasn't. He's been bad from the moment the season started, and he is still bad right now. I don't know what the solution is with him. Apparently, they tried to trade him for John Wall, which I don't even know what that would have been for them. They were going to trade their extra first-rounder for John Wall, who is cooked, honestly. I love John Wall, right? One of my favorite players to watch, but he is not that guy anymore. He is nowhere near what he used to be. So trading for him would have done nothing for this team other than losing another first round pick in 2027 when none of those guys are probably going to be on that team, and you're going to want those picks. You're going to want those assets. So it's actually kind of smart that they didn't do this trade, but they did nothing at the trade deadline, and that was the bizarre part. I don't know what they could have done. I don't know what their options were, but there had to have been something else, right? Like, I think yesterday I just saw they got DJ Augustine. I don't know if that's going to make a difference. It's hard to believe it will. I mean, when was the last time DJ Augustine made a difference, right? He hit 1 game winner against the Raptors in the playoffs a few years ago, but that was it. I don't know what you do with this Lakers team, man. Going into the season, there was so much excitement about what these 3 guys would do with the Lakers, right? They were talked about constantly as like, okay, this is the team you have to watch in the West. LeBron, AD, Westbrook, the fit has to work on paper, on top of having Carmelo Anthony and Dwight Howard and Malik Monk. Like, it looked on paper like, okay, this was going to be a great team, right? There was a lot of hype for that in the season, or going into the season, sorry. But it's been bad. Like, I don't even know what it is on the court that makes it so bad. Like, their defense is just terrible. They look like they just don't have any effort. They look like they don't give a shit. And offense is just, like, it's bad. Like, the worst I saw, and when I knew this season was a mess, was when the Lakers played the Knicks a few weeks ago, and Russ got the ball at the top of the key, and the crowd was begging him not to shoot. They were begging him not to shoot. And then, I think earlier in that game, he took his, patented, honestly, like quick dribble pull up to try to bank it in, and it hit the side of the backboard, and the crowd started booing him, and I'm like, oh, this is bad. This is bad. And I'm pretty sure they even won that game, and it was still like, who cares? They still stink. And you see it now. They lost to the Clippers twice, right? Without Kawhi or AD. They got smacked up by the Blazers with no Dame. CJ isn't even on the team anymore, right? Anthony Simons himself cooked the Lakers, which is a whole nother thing, right? That guy's been great this year. I mean, damn, man. What is it, man? I don't even know. Like, because firing Frank Vogel, which is what people are saying, that's not a solution. That can't be a solution, right? It's like ripping off the Band-Aid in a bullet wound, right? It's not going to do anything. I don't know what the solution is for this Lakers team. And I don't know where you go from here other than just accepting the fact that you're fucked. Like, I think LeBron even knows it, right? Watch him play. I mean, it's not even this year, to be honest. LeBron has some of the worst body language I have ever seen. He is the greatest player I have ever seen play the game of basketball, but his body language is terrible. Anywhere he's played throughout his entire career, I have noticed it. But this year, it seems like it's been more noticeable and more obvious. He just doesn't care anymore. Like, I think for him, his goal now this season is just to try to rack up the scoring and try to pass Kareem. He's really close to passing Karl Malone, and he might pass Kareem in the scoring list, you know, either this year or sometime next season, which obviously is cool, but the fact that that's the celebration here, not that, oh, the Lakers are good, or they're going to be a playoff team, or they're going to be a championship contender. They're not. They are not. And that's, it's upsetting, but it's also like kind of funny just how bad it is. Because LeBron had that tweet earlier in the season where he said that, oh, everyone keeps talking about our age and our fit. Don't worry, we're going to shut everybody up, right? He had that big tweet, right? And, you know, going into the season, this team has been really bad. He deleted the tweet, which is hilarious. Then he tweeted, I apologize, Laker Nation, I will be better. And they've been worse after that. Like, the funniest thing is, when LeBron tweeted that, like the apology to Laker Nation, the Lakers were 21-22. Like, yeah, they're under 500, but they were still, right? Like, not terrible. But then after he tweeted that, it has been downhill for this team ever since. I don't even know what teams they compete against. Like, you see James Worthy in the after show with his head bent over, just like in shock of what he's watching. Like, the product they're putting on the court is awful. Just awful. And there are no bright spots on this team, to be honest, other than LeBron, right? Like, AD looked decent, but now he's hurt again and he's gonna miss another month. His body is made of fucking foam, just so easily breakable, and it sucks because AD's really good when he's healthy. He just hasn't been, right? Westbrook stinks. Trevor Ariza, I don't even know what that was, like why he's even on the team, right? DeAndre Jordan, they just cut him. You saw that fucking quarterback pass he threw, like, to the 5th row in the Staples Center, the Crypto.com arena, right? Like, they cut him right away, the day after their game. That's the funniest part, right? Getting smacked up by the Pelicans, right? Talking trash to fans, man. They were talking smack to fans. LeBron got into it. Trevor Ariza got into it. I think Dwight Howard got into it a little bit. That's where they are right now, man. It is so depressing. And for me, as someone who is not a Lakers fan and enjoys jokes, this has all been hilarious. But at the same time, it's hard to watch, and it does kind of suck. Because LeBron's terrific, and he's still playing great. But who knows how long that's going to last, right? My guess is we're probably going to see him play for another 2 to 3 years. Maybe one more after that, because he says he wants to play with Bronny. But I don't know, man. LeBron's great, but this team isn't. Which is, you know, not the first time we've said this, but it's just been bad, man. I don't know what the solution is, right? Like, what do you do next season? Because you can't just run it back and expect things to be different. Like, I don't even think adding depth pieces is going to do anything. I think you have to get rid of Westbrook. I don't know how, because a $44 million contract is very hard to get rid of. I can't think of a team desperate enough to eat that up, right? You have to do that. AD, you have to just pray he's healthy most of the time. I don't think he's going anywhere. LeBron's not going anywhere. I know he said a lot of flowery stuff about Cleveland during the All-Star game, but I don't think he's going to go to Cleveland, although that would be fun. I don't think it's going to happen. So, what do? Malik Monk is it was a bright spot, and he got him on a minimum, but he's 23 playing this well. He's going to get a bag somewhere. Austin Reeves is a rookie who is decent, but, is that going to be your bright spot? Is that what you're going to hang your hat on this season? THT, Taylor Horton-Tucker, what has he done this season? There's some things he does well. He's an okay defender, but he gets burned a lot too. Really nothing on offense he provides. I don't know what the Lakers did holding on to that, but I don't know. This has been bad. And for LeBron, this is not the worst thing in the world, although this season has been awful, right? And everyone questions what this means for LeBron. Should he have regretted coming to LA? I think that's bullshit. He won a championship in LA. Yes, it was the bubble. Yes, it was a Mickey Mouse ring, but it's still a championship for the Lakers. I think that counts for something, right? I don't think the Lakers regret that AD trade at all. Yes, you gave up a lot, but you won a championship that year. I think the Westbrook trade you regret, because Kyle Kuzma has been playing amazing in Washington. KCP and Montrezl, whatever. First round picks, yeah, maybe that's kind of something you regret, but man, I've rambled on for 11 minutes now, and I don't have a solution for what this team should do. And there's no one to blame me. I can't even give you a name of blame this person, right? Because you can't just blame Russ. You can't just blame LeBron. Although putting this roster together was his mistake. Rob Pelinka, I think you can blame him. Frank Vogel, I think you can put some blame on him for rotations and stuff like that. But it's just been an all-around disaster. I think that's what you have to leave it at. Where you go from here, I don't know. And yeah, the only thing I'll end this video with is get them off national TV, man. Every week I swear they're on national TV. We don't want to watch this trash-ass team anymore, man. We don't. They need to flex it out. They need to do what the NFL does and just flex games out of the national schedule. They don't do that enough in the NBA, right? They have so many Knicks games on national TV. They stink. The Lakers also stink, but they're going to be on Saturday primetime against the Warriors. And the Warriors aren't great either, but come on, right? They were on national TV against the Knicks. They were on national TV against the Pelicans, and they got blown out. No one wants to watch this team anymore. Lakers fans have given up. The whole league has just kind of given up on what the Lakers were supposed to be. It's a disaster and a complete failure. I don't know where you go from here. I've said it 10 times already, but still, that's going to be the question now. What do you do now? But I don't know, man. This has been bad. But regardless, entertainment value, great, right? The Lakers sucking is not good for the league per se, but for entertainment, it's awesome. So, you take what you can. All right, I think I'm going to wrap it up here. I've gone too long. I don't want to just keep rambling on anymore. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you did enjoy, please be sure to leave a like and comment down below your thoughts on this Lakers team. Do you think they're going to even make the play-in? Do you think they make the play-in and get to the playoffs? What do you think they're going to do this season, or at least to end this season? Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think, what their direction should be next season. Do you trade everybody? Do you blow the whole thing up? Or do you run it back? I don't know what you do. If you have any idea, let me know in the comments section. And if you haven't already, please be sure to hit that subscribe button for more NBA content. We are close to 400 subscribers, so that's awesome. Thank you for that. And yeah, thank you guys also for your continuous support. And that's it. I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.